What's up, everybody? Thomas Brandon here. Welcome to another School of Sim Racing video. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the late models. Now, after the sprint car video that I put out, I had a ton of requests for late models. And as I said in the sprint car video, that I was really kind of wanting to see how many people were wanting this type of stuff, and if they, were going to actually learn from it and things like that, because these videos do take a lot of time, and overwhelmingly the response has been very positive, but also it's been, enlightening. A lot of people want, a lot more of this type of content, and so in light of that, I've decided to do this late model video because I've had a lot of requests for it. Now, I do want to preface this by saying a lot of the requests I got were for the super late model, and I can do that, but it's a little more complex, and the really basic skills when it comes to driving the late model, it's much easier to illustrate it in the pro. So going up to the super and trying to break it down and stuff can be done, but it's a lot more advanced. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you pretty much, how to, the car control aspect of the late model in the pro. Now, one thing I want to let you know is that I'm going to be putting together a kind of a, beginner's guide to iRacing dirt track. So we'll cover, the pro late model, 360 sprint, even, like the dirt midget, and we'll be getting into, car control and trail braking and, backpedaling and different lines and stuff like that. I will be doing, if everybody, keeps saying that they want it, I will put together, a much more advanced, program, but, just a heads up, that is something that, if I do, I'm going to have to charge money for. I hate to say that, but it's just looking into it, it's going to be a lot of content. And so, I just want to make everybody aware of that. Now, the good thing is that it's not going to be it's not going to be a ton. It's like it's going to be like $1,000 or something. That would be ridiculous. But, if I do something, I want to make sure that I do it right and deliver the best. And, when I was looking at other, racing schools, quote unquote, the stuff that I can do in terms of providing content can blow them out of the water. Virtual Racing School, I checked them out, and, they offer it's like a tutorial that's like one lap, maybe two, shows you like two different grooves, one on the high side, one on the low side. It's basically the same thing every time, gives you a setup. They only do, limited late models, 305 sprints, pro late models, and 360 sprints. And two of those are fixed racing series, limited late models and 305 sprints. The setups are worthless. If you're running official races in iRacing in those series, they're fixed. So the setups it's really pointless. And so they're missing a lot of stuff. There's nothing in there for the UMP mods. There's nothing in there for the 410s or the super late models, right? The dirt midgets, the non-wing sprints. So there's a lot of stuff that's missing. And so those are all things that I want to do and I plan on doing. And now, not all of it will be, stuff that you have to pay for. I'm still going to put up a lot of free stuff because that, the whole reason I started doing this was to help people out. I mean, I enjoy doing it. So still going to be doing that, but just wanted you to know so that way you don't think I'm trying to, cheat you or screw you over, because that's the last thing I want to do. Like I said, my goal has always been to help people, right? And for us to have fun racing, right? The cleaner the racing, the better. Like I said in the very first video I did, let's beat each other on the track racing instead of, it being just a crash fest and who can survive and, who can figure out the best way to drive on a slick track with fuel because nobody else knows how to, right? That's not fun. So anyways, rant over. Let's dive right in. So first thing that we're going to do is we're at Lanier again. And the reason I'm using Lanier is because it's not too big, it's not too small, it's not too wide, it's not too narrow, right? It's really just a good track for these basic skills, okay? And so you're going to just load up the iRacing linear setup. Right now, we're just going to be using iRacing's base setups. Okay, we're not going to touch anything. All right. Now, I've got my, if you'll look right here in the center, I've got my steering wheel and brake and gas. So you can look right ahead and see that. Okay. In fact, let me move that up a little bit higher. Put that right there. So that way you can see it while I'm driving. Get my mic adjusted here. There we go. Why did I go into reverse? Oh, because my wheel's upside down. Huh. I'm like, how did I shift into reverse? Well, it's because my wheel's upside down. Okay, so what is going on here? There we go. How did that happen with my steering wheel? Okay, anyways, I'm here showing you guys how to drive these things, and I got my wheel cocked 180 degrees. So, when it comes to the late models, really when we look at controlling these through the corner, we're going to look at it in terms of 3 key steps. All right? So step 1 is what I call the turn in, and that is where we turn in the car. We get the car to rotate. Okay? Step 2 is the set. So that's where we start to counter steer and we set the car. Step 3 is what I call the catch. And what that is that's where we catch the car and we drive it out, and that's where we would have the car on the bars, and that's where we get that drive out of the corner. Now, we need to have the car on the bars because that's when it's going to handle its best. If you look at these late models, especially you get to like the super late model, these things they run so much left rear bite that if you give it gas, it's just going to shoot to the wall just like that. Okay, and so you really got to have these things up on the bars like that to get them to handle. If they're not on the bars, they're not going to handle. And so that's what the catch is. The catch is basically me describing it, using a word to describe what I'm doing. So so when we do this, first off, I'm going to show you how this should look going at half speed. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. And pay attention to the steering wheel there in the center. We're going to turn in, set, and then catch. Now we want it to be a lot smoother. Okay, I kind of exaggerated it there to walk you through the steps, but turn in, set, and catch. Okay, and we want to be going about half throttle. So this is what it's going to look like. Just like that. That's how it's going to look, okay? Set, and then catch. Alright? You're just trying to get used to the motion right now and how it looks. See how smooth that looks? So we turn in, we set, and then we catch the car. Got it on the bars and we steer it right out the corner, alright? Turn in, set, catch. Okay, see how that works? And just do this about half throttle right now. And you can saw on the wheel a little bit between the set and the catch, but the main thing is you don't want to be doing it too much because then you'll get that shimmy down the straightaway. So just remember, you're going in, set, and catch. Alright? Now once you start doing that consistently, nice and smooth, in, set, catch, it's nice and smooth, you're not all whipping it everywhere, right? Turn in, set, catch. The next thing you want to start doing is you're going to start driving it in just a little bit harder, right? And which basically means you're going to give it some more gas down the straightaway. Pull out of the throttle when we get to the corner. the corner and then give it gas. Roll out, turn, set, catch. Okay, then give it gas again. Roll out, turn, set, catch. Alright, and when you can start doing this and basically do this smooth, then we're going to start driving through the rest of the corner. We're going to start giving it gas through the rest of the corner. Now, when do we want to start gassing it up in this process? Okay, that's the question. Well, we want to start doing that right after we set the car. Set, and then now you're giving it gas, and then catch it. See how I did that? So turn it in, set. Turn it in, set, give it gas, and then catch it coming out of the corner. Roll out, turn in, set, give it gas, and then catch. Okay? Turn in, set, over to the throttle, catch it, come out the corner. Notice the more gas that you start giving it, the longer it takes before you start to really catch it. See how that works? So you're letting off, giving it gas, and you're slowly catching it from the apex out. Remember, right now we're just working on being smooth and getting this process down. We're not worried about lap times or anything like that, okay? We just want to be smooth. Not do that, hit the wall. Okay, because this is why a lot of you who are watching this right now, who are asking for help with the super model or super late models, right? This is why, if you're having problems with those things, you're having problems because you can't do this process like this and be able to know the different part of the corner process that you're in, what you're doing and how you can correct it. Well, then you're all over the place in those things because those things they have so much power. Now, once you can start doing it nice and easy like that, then you can start really trying to give this thing some gas and driving it through the corner. Something like that, like I just did right there, where you turn it in too hard, just wait to hit the gas, wait for the car to set, right? Wait for the car to set, then start hitting the gas. I want you to really pay attention to when I start catching. You want to be as smooth as you can with that. Because especially in these pro late models, that's where you get your speed at, your time, because that's what's going to give you your straightaway speed. If you're sawing on the wheel too much and you're crossing up those wheels, it makes that motor bog down. Now, another thing that you can do with these cars is you can use the brake. Now, a lot of people don't know how to brake with these cars, which doesn't surprise me because there's not anything out there that tells you how to do it. So when it comes to using the brake, you're going to use very, very little, first of all. And you got to do it in a certain process, in a certain order. If you hit the brake at the wrong time, the car won't turn. So for example, if I turn and then hit the brake, this is what you get. Okay? You're going to get that. Likewise, if you try to hit the brake before turning, something like this, you get that. And if you don't have enough speed, or you hit the brake right after, right at the wrong, right in between the turn in and the set, what'll happen is you'll get this push where the car will actually push up the track and you can't get it to rotate, especially on a slick track. Okay? And so when it comes to using the brake, what you're doing is you're turning, giving it a little tap, and you see how that front end dropped down? Right? So roll out, turn, give it a little tap to drop that front end. This is one way that you can use it to help you hold your line, especially if you have cars around you and stuff. Now this is something you definitely want to be practicing. But you can see how I'm barely hitting that brake. I mean, barely hitting it, but it's just enough to drop that front end and plant the car to help you get that car rotated. It's basically just a trail brake. You're not stopping on the brake. See how it drops that front end? Gets that car to rotate. Pay attention. See how I do that? See how smooth that is? So this really comes in handy if you're trying to really hold a line. You have cars around you, or if you're having problems getting the car to basically stick, using the brake can come in handy. Don't think just because you're using the brake that's going to slow you down and you're not going to be fast. Okay? Best drivers in the world use the brakes. That's why we have them. You see how I'm doing that? You're just letting out. You're rolling out of the gas. You're just barely pressing that brake, and then you're getting that car set. You're just dropping that front end down and getting it set. See how much it's basically on a rail. When you use the brake and you do it the right way, it works really, really good. Now here's the thing. If you hit it too hard, you hear that bump? That's the car bottoming out. The car bottoms out, now you can't steer it. If you don't hit it enough, the car won't turn. Alright? So you really gotta have this really, it's a fine line. But with a little bit of practice, you'll be able to get it. Alright, let's turn a couple laps here. See how much easier the car sets though, just using the brake? See that? See how much smoother it is? Hit it a little hard there, drop the front end a little hard. See how that works? Nice and smooth. Alright. Now what we're going to do is now we're going to go to the super late model and we're going to do the exact same thing. Alright, so we're here at Lanier, super late model, and we're going to go right back in here, iRacing setup, Lanier, and we're not going to touch anything. We're going to leave it all alone, okay? And we're going to walk through the exact same process that we just went through with the Pro Late model. Alright? So we're going to go half throttle, right? We're going to turn, set, and catch, okay? Turn, set, catch, right? You're going to do the exact same thing that we did before. Turn, set, catch, right? And once you can do that smooth, okay, then you're going to start giving it some more gas. Now with this thing, you really got to be careful, because here's the deal. If you come out of this corner and you're not on the bars, this thing's going to go right to the wall when you hit the gas. I mean, these things run so much left rear bite, and they've got so much power. See how it just jerks up to the wall? And then you get to the corner and you do that, okay? So I can see why there's people who are having so much trouble with these things, because they can be a handful. They really can. All right? Now, there's a reason why I showed you how to use the brake with the Pro Late model, because we're going to apply that same principle to this. Okay? So we're going to go up. And we're just going to start driving through, not hammering the throttle. Right? You'll notice how much faster you got to set the car and catch it, because this thing is going so much faster. See how we started to slide down that, how we started to swerve down that corner? That's because I didn't catch it correctly. And I got into the gas too hard. Set. Once we roll on the bars, then catch it. There we go. Set. Rolling into the throttle. Catch it. There we go. Start doing that when you start crossing up, coming out of the corner like that, because that's what messes everybody up. So let's see if I can do that again. You start crossing up out of the corner like that, then you get that shoot to the wall. With this thing, your throttle control has got to be on par. If it's not, then you're going to be screwed. So get this thing set, and then act like that thing, your gas pedal's got an eggshell underneath it. So when you let out of the gas on these things, you have to let out of the gas just as easy as you roll into it. See how I cross that front end like that? Had I stepped on the gas, I would have shot to the wall. You just want to be nice and smooth with it, okay? Right there, that one little cross up, and I had to correct it. You got to be really smooth with this. Now here's the thing. When you feel like you're ready, then you can start running, right? And then it's basically just like the Pro Late model, except it's just a little bit faster. Now when it comes to braking with this car, you gotta really be careful because, you gotta really be careful because the front end will drop really fast. Hear that? It'll drop really fast, so you have to be ever so slight with the brake on this one. I mean, ever so slight, like 10% to set the car. If you hit it a little too hard, what it'll do is it'll bottom out the car just like that. Alright, so just remember, we go in, set, catch. And throttle out and be nice and smooth. Don't worry about lap times right now. Right? And you can add just a tiny bit of brake on that entry to help get the car set. But when I say tiny, I mean tiny. And really practice with your throttle, okay? And once you do that, you're good. All right? So, you guys, that's going to do it all for this video. I hope it helped you. I really do. All right? If it did, please let me know down in the comments below. And, hit the like button, subscribe, all that stuff. Okay? So do all that for me, and then I'll be back with some more great content. And until then, as always, I want to wish you good luck, good racing, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.